Hello everyone, it's Mr. Montgomery again, and today we're going to do something a little different. I know we typically just do math videos, which is always fun to do, but today I thought we kind of mix things up because I know some friends might not be in school right now, maybe you're out sick or something, so you know what, I want to help you guys make sure you don't miss a thing. So today we are going to do a very active read of this story called Jack Can, and make sure that if you are in my class or in my school district that you have your Wonders workbook with you. In my classroom we call it the treehouse book because there is a tree and it looks like there's a house in that tree, so we call it the treehouse book. That's our little nickname for it. So make sure you're open to page 22. And if you're not, you can go ahead and pause the video whenever you need to and take your time. Before we get started though, there is one thing I do want to review with you. So I'm going to go over to my Wilson's website here, and we're going to focus on this A sound that we practice all the time with Wilson's. So the normal A sound that we use is called a short A sound. So it's A is a vowel, and the sound that we typically do is a short A. So if we have this sound card and we go through our routine, we say A, apple, ah. That ah sound is the short vowel sound for A. That is what we're really going to focus on in this story, and you're going to see just how we are going to do that as we read. So make sure you have that pencil handy. Don't let it go. You're going to be using it quite a bit. And actually, before we even get started in our story, you can actually see a word that has a short vowel sound that's written in red. Can you point to it? Can you find that word that's written in red that has a short A sound? Did you point to one? Let's see if we're both talking about the same word. So our story is called Jack Can, and the word that has the short A sound is the name Jack. And if you were to get your wiggly fingers out and tap out the word Jack, J, A, K, you hear that ah when we get to the A. So Jack has a short A sound. Some of you might have been thinking can is a short A sound, but I don't want to go too much into this because I don't want anyone getting confused. But when we see A, N together, this is called a glued sound. It goes together. So when we see A and N, we just say an. We don't say the ah sound. We just say an. But we'll go into that in Wilson's throughout the year, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, so let's start reading our story called Jack Can. And as we read, we're going to find out the things that Jack can do, and also make sure that we point to each word in the title as you read it. So let's go ahead and do that, because we're going to use the pointing method. We'll call it the pointing method, where you point to each word in the book. We're going to be using that quite a bit today as well. So you will see my little mouse pointer pointing to each word as we read, and you can go ahead and have your finger point along with it. So let's start with the title, Jack Can. Max can. Can Jack? Jack can. So for our first two pages, we're going to circle each word that has a short A, as in cat. You know, that ah sound. So let's read this again and see if we can point out a word in this first short sentence that has the short A sound. Max can. Which word has the short A sound? Go ahead and point to the word that has it. Is it Max or can? Did you point to it? Okay, are you also pointing at the word Max? Because if we tap it out, we can stretch out this word and tap it out to read it. And we get that short A sound. But the word can, don't forget that AN is a glued sound. So AN makes an AN sound. It makes its own separate sound. It doesn't have that short A. Okay? So let's make sure we remember that for the next sentence. Now in the next sentence we have two words that have a short A sound. So let's read it together and point. Can Jack? Jack can. So go ahead and I want you to try to circle those two words that have the short A sound on this page where it shows Jack in the picture. Remember, Jack is our friend with an orange striped shirt. Did you go ahead and circle those words? Okay, let's see if you have the same words that I'm thinking of. So we're going to circle the first time we see the word Jack or the name Jack. Okay, because it has that short A sound. Ah! And we see the word Jack again. So since we already circled it, we're going to go ahead and circle it a second time. Okay? And remember, can is not a word that has a short A sound. It has a glued sound. So we're not going to circle can. Just the name Jack every time we see it. So that's a little bit of a clue for which words we might need to circle later in the story. Okay, so real quick, before we go on, I want you to think about what they are doing in the story. What are they doing on these two pages? You know what? I want you to use your pencil, and in this side piece here, we're going to write a sentence together, but I want you to try to finish it. Okay. What are they doing? Well, we're going to start by saying they are, and I'm going to leave a blank. I want you to finish that sentence and try to sound out the word the best you can. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, so you can see right there, I typed in they are. What are they doing? I want you to try to finish that sentence for me. Okay, now if you need more time, that is perfectly fine. Make sure you hit the pause button, and then when you're ready, play the video and continue from where you left off. Okay, so we're going to have a slightly different mission on this page. You ready for this? It says, as we read, we have to underline and read aloud the word not. So if you're in my classroom, you know that we went over the word not on our first day. And if you're in a different classroom, maybe you didn't go over your sight words yet, and that's okay. So the word not is spelled N-O-T. If you forget how to spell it, it's right here in your book. And it's italicized, which means it kind of looks slanted a little bit. Okay, so let's read aloud. And don't forget to point along with me as we read. Okay, and we're going to be little book detectives, and we're going to search for this word not. And when we do, we have to make sure you underline it with your pencil. Okay, so let's start reading our first page. Max can. Can Jack? I didn't hear that word not yet. Did you? No, I'm sure you didn't either. I think you would have told me to stop or something if you heard it. Let's go on to our next page. Jack cannot. Did you hear our special word yet? You did? Oh, Awesome, because I thought I heard it, but I just wasn't sure. Can you point to the word not that is on this page? Are you pointing to it? I sure hope so, or at least I hope you tried. Because in my classroom, we always try. We never say, I can't or I have no idea. There is only, I will try. So Jack can not. There it is, right here, this word. At the end of the sentence, it starts with an N and it ends with a T. And spelled N-O-T, not. Make sure you underline that word, because that is one of our super important words for our story. But let's think about this story real quick. So we see that Max is pretty tall, and he can write very high up. How do you think Jack feels? You know what? Let's write this on the side. I think Jack feels, and I'm going to leave it open for you to finish. So I think Jack feels blank. How does he feel? Does he feel happy? Does he feel sad? Does he feel mad? And don't forget that period at the end. So I'm going to add this here. So go ahead and write this sentence down in your little side part of your book. I would love to see how you think Jack feels. Remember, Jack is our little friend who's a little shorter. And he's having trouble reaching this paper up top. How do you think he feels? Now, if you need more time, that is perfectly okay. Hit the space bar on your keyboard, and whenever you're ready, press play and continue through the story. Okay, let's see what our special mission for this page is. They want us to circle and read aloud each word with a short A as in cat. Oh, and we have a second mission. But we'll read the story again after we circle all of our short A words. So let's go ahead and read the first page, and every time you hear a short A word, I want you to tell me to stop, or else I might accidentally keep reading, and we don't want to miss a single short A word. Okay, so let's go ahead and read and point. Jack is sad. Wait, did you tell me to stop? Did you hear a short A word? Oh, thank goodness. I thought I did, but I just wasn't sure. So go ahead and point to the short A word on this page. We have 3 words. Are you pointing to one of them? I sure hope so. So right away, we saw this at the beginning of our story. The name Jack has a short A. So we can go ahead and circle that short A sound. And you can tap it out to double check. J, A, K, Jack. It definitely has that short A sound. So Jack is sad. Wait, did you hear a second short A word? I did too. Which is the second short A word? Is it is or sad? Point to which one you think it is. So, our short A word is sad. Make sure you go ahead and circle that also. All right, let's go to our next page. What does Nan do? Did you hear another short A word? Oh my gosh, there are so many short A words on these 2 pages. Which word in the sentence has a short A sound? Let me read it one more time. What does Nan do? So which one of those four words has the short A? Are you pointing to it? Pick one. Pick one really quick. 3, 2, 1. It's nan. Nan is the short A sound word. So we got to make sure we circle that name, Nan. Now, some friends might have gotten this a little mixed up with the word what. What is actually a trick word. I know it has an A, but we don't hear that short A sound. We don't hear the ah sound. Because if we try to tap this out with a short A sound, it's going to sound goofy. Watch this. Just listen to this. At. Wat. That's not how we say that word. We don't say wat. We always say what. So this is a trick word. Our short A sound word is nan. Okay, now that we read through these two pages and we did our short A sound task, let's go back and see what our second reading mission is. We have to underline the word what and the word does. Oh my goodness, that is quite a big task. So we need to listen for the word what and the word does. These are two other very important words that we went over in class, if you're in my classroom. If not, your teacher might have went over them too. So let's read these one more time. When you hear one of those words, please tell me to stop. I don't want to accidentally read too much. Jack is sad. I didn't hear them. What does Nan do? Did you hear him that time? I thought I did. I wasn't sure. Thank you so much for letting me know. Let's read this sentence again. What does Nan do? We found those words. Do you see that word what? It's right over here. W-H-A-T. Go ahead and underline it in this sentence here. And the word does. It's spelled D-O-E-S. Make sure you underline that word in this sentence too. Alright, if you need more time, make sure you pause the video and then play whenever you're ready. Okay, let's go to our next page. Let's see what we're going to do. Okay, we don't have a super special mission for this page, but I'm still gonna have us circle the short A words that we come across. They don't tell us to do it, but I think it's so fun and it helps us listen for those short A sounds. Nan helps Jack. Jack likes school. So did you hear any short A sounds on our first page here? I'll give you a hint. We saw both of these names earlier. I want you to try to do this on your own. Circle the two words on this page that have the short A sound. Did you give it a try? Okay, I hope that you circled the name Nan and the name Jack. If you didn't, it's okay. Go ahead, erase your mistake, and make sure you circle the correct words. Okay, let's read our last page. Again, when you hear that short A word, make sure you circle it right away. Jack likes school. Did you find that short A word already? I sure hope you did, because we saw this short A word a bunch of times. And that is the word Jack, or I should say the name Jack. Okay, you know what? Let's look at how Jack feels in this picture. Go ahead, look at this picture really, really close. How do you think Jack feels? You know what? Let's go ahead and write it in the side of our book. I'm going to say Jack feels. How does he feel? I want you to fill in that blank there. How does he feel? Jack feels. Does he feel happy? Sad? Grumpy? I want you to try your best to tap out the word that best fits. So if you're trying to write the word sad, tap it out. S-A-D. Tap out those sounds. If you want to spell the word happy, let's tap it out. H-A-P-E. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as all those letter sounds are there, we will be able to read it just fine. Okay, so don't worry. But that's it for our story. We're going to be working with this story a little bit more throughout the week. I hope you had fun being reading detectives with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.